Hey, party people. Wasn't going to drop one today, but feel compelled to share a little something anyway. We do the prayer call 5 days a week, every morning at 6 o'clock. I think in the last few years I've only missed 2 days. But most of the time I get prayer requests, and a lot of people are asking for somewhat the same stuff. Um, Some say they desire to have a closer walk with the Lord. Some say they just want some peace in their lives. Some say they want to know what real joy is about. And others want to feel love because they're not feeling love. And, you know, I, um, I want to send a response. I'm going to ask the question. I hear some of the things that you all are desiring, but what are you willing to invest in what you are desiring? Um, I don't know how I came up with this, honestly, but I was thinking of something real crazy that I see in church every now and then, and I wonder what the origin was of this. But here it is. It's time for offering in church, and they're moving around. The ushers are moving around, the plates moving around, and all of a sudden you'll see someone, and they may not have the funds to be able to put into the offering, which is fine. But what they'll do is they'll actually touch the plate or tap the plate. I've even seen some folks massage the plate, and I don't know why. Let me give you a news flash. That ain't gonna help the church with its finances, and I'm willing to bet that if you rubbing on it, it ain't no genie in that lamp, and you're not going to get money from rubbing the plate for you to be able to put in the next time, or even for you to pay the bills in your house. So it just doesn't make sense that you're rubbing the plate. Okay. I know I probably just upset somebody's teaching, but that's okay. I just want to just get that out. But this is what kind of sparked my thought, though, because I had seen somebody rub the plate not too long ago. I try to teach my girls. I spend a lot of time with them to let them know that when you want something, you plan to get something positive out of something, you have to invest something into it, which means you got to put something into it. So, I try to get them, and what I'm really working on is them to be strong citizens. But more than anything else, I want them to have a firm walk with Christ, and I also want them to have great relationships. But I also stress that, if they want to have any great results come out of their sports, they got to invest time and energy into it. So, I'm always telling them that no one's going to give you anything. So don't expect others to respect you if you don't show any respect. And I also teach them that love isn't love unless you give it away. So this is what I'm saying. If you want great results, these are some of the things that you can invest that produce great returns in this life. Stuff like prayer and love and hard work and patience and meekness and commitment and you studying will all produce great returns and results. Now, the things you don't want to invest in is laziness and backbiting and pride and envy and rage and hatred. You don't want to keep investing in the way that the world is going, because if you look, the world is becoming more sinful as the days go by. So here it is. If you're really wanting peace in your life, try being more peaceful and hanging around peaceful people. Start investing and showing more peace. If you want joy, try being more pleasant. If you truly want holiness, spend more time with God and spend more time in His Word. Spend more time praying. If you want real friends, you got to be friendly first. You just can't be snotty all the time. And if you desire love, love somebody first without expecting anything in return. And if you want to succeed and you want success, you have to be willing to put in some work into something. I look at parents who actually they look surprised when you know their kids turn out another way. They feel a lot of times they fail to see what role they played in it. Here it is. You're wondering why your kid is a drunk, but most likely it's because they saw you drunk all the time, or you were one of those parents that thought it was cool for you to sit down and have a drink with your child who wasn't even old enough to spell alcohol, or your son saw you abuse his mother and then you wonder why he's locked up for beating up his girlfriend or stomping his wife, but you don't realize that you made that investment many years ago. You didn't find it necessary to promote Christ and godliness in your children, and to be honest with you, for some of you, church is still just a thing for you to do, and then you wonder why your household is so godless. Just like the rest of the social clubs that you belong to, that's the way you see churches being. And you put more time into your clubs and your groups than you have your family. Your hobbies have become more important to you. And now your family is in shambles. Now your club is intact because you were faithful with your investment when it came to them. The suicide thing is absolutely crazy, and it's really hurting my feelings when I think about all these babies that are taking their lives, and depression is all over. What are we investing into our communities that doesn't cause for us to wear a billboard or a sign to say, basically, look at what I'm doing? The investment isn't pure. I tell you, it's just like the cats in church. You've developed a false sense of it's okay, thinking that everything is fine just by me simply touching the plate. Some of us have been touching the plate when it comes to our family. Some of us have been touching the plate when it just comes to our children and our marriages. We've not been really making an investment. We've just been touching the plate. If one way that we've touched the plate is fathers say, you know what, I go to work or I pay the bills, but I don't have to pay attention to my family. I won't validate my daughters or tell them that they're wonderful or let them know that daddy truly loves them by being around. I'll leave that up to someone else. So, hey, I go to work every day, so I'm touching the plate, and then you wonder why your children suffer from low self-esteem because you said nothing to really build them up. The only thing you've said to them is, give me time, I'm too tired, or I need my me time, or I need an outlet to do the things that I enjoy. I work hard enough for this, and then you wonder why your families are in shambles or they're crumbling. And then along comes someone with the right words and the wrong intentions. And then you cry, not my little girl. And what you fail to realize and understand is that you're reaping a seed that you've sown over a period of time. And, you preach Christ and holiness, but as your kids looked and read the pages of the book, and they looked at your life didn't line up, according to the book that they've been reading and that what you told them to read. And so these kids are dazed and confused. They don't really know what to do because what they see is you teaching them do as I say and not as I do. You are simply touching the plate all the time, looking for a profitable return, but you've really put nothing in it. You've not made any real investments of any good substance. And you keep telling yourself that everything will be just fine. But I'm telling you, we're going to get exactly what we put into things. So what I want to do is give you a familiar scripture, and then I'm going to leave it at that. Galatians chapter 6, 7 through 9 says, be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, so shall he reap. For he that soweth to his flesh, of the flesh reaps corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap everlasting life. It says, let us not be weary in well doing, but in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Now, for those that are investing in your families, and those that are investing into our communities, and those that are investing into our children, all for the right reasons and with the right stuff. Be encouraged. We need more of you. But for the rest of you, I just want to tell you this. Please stop touching the plate. You're not going to get anything out of just touching the plate. No one's growing and no one is benefiting from you simply touching the plate. God bless you.